Hi, this is George of Foam Flies. Today we're going to work on a horsefly. I'm going to tie in some black thread. You'll see I'm tying it in kind of heavy for hooking the styrofoam. I'm going to go a little bit past the bend, a little bit past the gap, and let it hang down a little bit so it can unwind. Okay, while that's doing that, I'm going to be using some brown hackle feathers. I'm going to be using some 2mm green and black foam. I actually think the black foam is the 1mm and the 2mm green. I'm going to be using some Swiss straw brown, just a little piece of this. Be using some black feather, some resin, and I think that's about it. Okay, so what we're going to do is after I'm done tying this black in here, I'm going to take a very thin strip of the black foam. I'm going to cut a nice thin strip of this. And you want to go about maybe twice the length of the hook. And stay nice and even with it. I'm going to take a little bit of super glue. You can almost go the full length of the abdomen, just really light. Just to keep this from shifting around. And usually what I'll do is I'll do a couple wraps with the glue. And then just unwrap the glue. Kind of just bind the glue in there, the thread and the glue a little bit. To wrap around the hook. A little bit tight in the beginning. Keep trying to keep the foam on top. I'm just trying to build a little bit of bulk, that's all. And when I get over here, just take it all the way down nice and tight. But I don't want to do the whole thing flat. I need a little bit of bulk on this fly. So I'm going to take this now, I'm going to pull it forward, and I'm going to do this now. You want to make sure you do this the opposite you normally tie. So when you see here, I'm going up and under. So now I want to go under and up. Because when I tie it in, I don't want it to unwrap. And what I'm doing is just slightly overlapping and making a nice abdomen. And carry it just about there. Again, wrap it in nice and tight. Just give you a nice semi-fat abdomen right there. You're going to trim this off. And I'm going to tie this down. I'm going to clean this up so it's about a little more than halfway. And we filled it in with a little bit of bulk. The next thing we're going to do, this cut's a little bit different. We're going to cut a small taking the green, a small block on here. Now I'm going to be trimming it back. But what I'm doing is I'm going to actually form the head almost like a football shape with a little piece on here to grab it. So I've got some rounded scissors. And I'll show you what I'm doing. It's almost like, think of like a little ice cream cone. Again, I never really work from a die. I like to trim it to the hook. I mean, if I was going to be making a ton of them, sure. Okay, let's see if that's dude. He might be way too big yet. He is, which is fine. You can always trim it if it's too big. We can't fix it if it's too small. But I think one of the most distinctive features of this fly is that those green eyes of his. And that should almost do it right there. A little bit off the end. Nice, delicate cut right here. So let me show you what I'm looking at right here is a little tiny small ice cream cone. Okay. Again, a little bit of glue. I'm gonna keep this off the eye. Right about there. Okay, I'm gonna pull this back to where I want it, right about there. And that looks about right. We're gonna tie him in all the way to the abdomen. Again, we're keeping it so it's got a nice little bit of bulk. Now, when we get to the head part, this is the tough part. It's not really tough, but we want to pull down one. There and there, like a figure eight wrap to form the eye. And it'll kind of make the eyes bug out a little bit, which is what we're looking for. So when it's all done, they kind of look like this, right there. And then what I like to do is I'll just take a little bit of maybe orange or and the wings, I'm grabbing 2 small brown feathers. So what I'll do is grab a small group of them and just pluck them off. I only want 2 of them. Make the wing. But they're pulling from the same group, so they're the same size. And I think these 2 will work right here. Got one right here. Take off that little bit of fuzz there on the end. So you have this. And then on this one, take off that little bit of fuzz here on the end. So you have this one. Now if you look, you see the natural bend? We're going to want that bend on the outside. Okay, we don't want them coming in. So we're going to take both of them. So we get the bend right. We're going to one from history, so let's make another one. I'm not tied if I'm not dropping stuff. Okay. Let's get up to it right here. Just take your time with these little feathers. Okay, so I got this one. So what I'm doing is I'm doing this right there. So I can put it on each side toward the top. And I'm going to grab a little bit of the feather. I'm not going to be perfect here. I just want to grab it tight in and wrap this feather in. And then while it's sitting here, you want to adjust it and get it where you want it. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to take in a small piece of Swiss straw, which is, I've already pulled it off and separated it. Okay, so I'm going to grab about that big. I'm going to set it between the wings. I don't want it to fold in, or I want it as flat as I can keep it. So it looks like this. I'm going to pull this back, trim that off. I'm going to leave this here. And the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to grab some brown synthetic dubbing, which I have right here. I like the synthetic for this. It's got the nice sparklies in it, and I almost dropped that too. Okay, so I got some brown synthetic dubbing. All right, and usually take a nice clump and then usually cut it in half. You want to do a little bit at a time. Get it up there and a little bit more. Okay, it's okay if we bulk it up because we're just going to pull it down. Plus, I like this nice and messy, going just about everywhere. Okay, make sure my eyes are okay. A little bit off, a little bit. We'll fix that. Have to re-glue them again, but I'll add some more resin when I do the body. Okay, while I'm doing that, let's get some green on here. Okay, I'm only going to be using a small part of this feather, so take it off right there. And this should do it right here. Perfect. Using my nails, I'm making a little tab to catch. And this right here. So I'm going to make sure it's nice and flat on the thorax, and I'm going to catch it 2 or 3 times, pull the tab up, wrap it over there. I do that so I'm not crossing the fibers. I'm going to tie this in. Nope, don't want to catch the eye. Okay. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull Swiss straw over, pull that back. Catch that. Now, if you notice, I'm not taking off all the hair. The hair's up here yet? No, it's the whole point with this fly is we want antennas, we want legs, we want all that stuff popping around. Okay, so I'm gonna take a couple of these back. There we go. Okay, now keeping the wings so you don't cut the wings off. Get the legs out. I'm gonna trim this guy up a little bit. Now, I don't think I'm tying anymore, so we can go ahead and fix this eye. Go ahead and whip it in, but I want to be really careful of these eyes. So I'm going to whip it in behind the eye, behind the bug eyes. Probably just do a couple half inches like that. It's okay to catch a few legs. Okay. So what we got here is a nice little cleanup, so we want to dress them now. Okay, so what I like to do is, you see me do this on other videos, is I use this so I don't get what I need to get without cutting them off. There we go. So what we got here, all right. I want to make sure my green eyes are I want them and starting to look like a horsefly. Got some nice wings there. And the horsefly, the things we're looking at is the abdomen, right in front of the abdomen. Right in front of the abdomen are the wings. Abdomen takes a little less than half. And you got a nice thorax on here. It's a pretty thick bug and 2 big eyes. So I did the 2 big green eyes. So what I'm going to do now is just use a little bit of resin. Because earlier it didn't stay on. A little resin on the body. Resin on the eyes. Even a little green in the resin. Give it a little.
Hello, this is Charlie Cricket again, Fun with Flies. I wanted to remind you, if you get a chance, to visit the Fun with Flies website. We're updating it every day with new patterns and all kinds of new ideas for you to tie, including some training. We're going to be adding some PDFs so you can cut out some patterns and some material lists. And while you're at it, if you enjoy this video and you want to see some more of them and see them right when they come out, which we're sending out maybe 1 a week, go ahead and choose subscribe and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Again, have a good day and enjoy. I'll send you back to George, funwithflies.com. Bye-bye.
And nice green eyes, nice wings, nice abdomen, and shiny thorax. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you again in the next video. It's George. Have a good day.